Hi everybody, Chris Stokes from Custom Fitness Personal Training Studio, and today we're talking about perfecting the imperfect. No, we're not going to go through and sculpt the body today and go through all that, but I want people to realize that it's really not worth your time to fight being imperfect. It's human nature. So what are we even going for here today? If you think about it, any time that you change to a new plan, whether that be diet, exercise, lifestyle habit, whatever it may be, you have challenged really the homeostatic balance of your common comfort zone. So whenever you try to challenge that comfort zone, what happens is you push out and the body pulls you back in, and you push out and somebody pulls you back in. It could be from outstanding sources, from people or situations around you. It could be from internal sources, from you not being ready to make those changes mentally, physically, emotionally. There's a million different things going on. But really, all in all, as humans, we are imperfect in nature. We were never meant to be 100% perfect. We can give our all-out best effort for short spurts of time, but even then, there's something that typically falls off. No, not saying for everybody. Maybe you're Superwoman, Superman who can do everything. But for the most part, if you push really hard in one area of your life, something else kind of falls off the other side. So we start to lose ground instead of gaining ground. So instead of trying to fight this human nature effect of being imperfect, instead we need to start to embrace that and start to see how we can make lifestyle changes with that imperfection. And that sounds kind of crazy. How do you make changes when you can't perfectly follow something? Well, you can actually make them better. So number one, you have to remember that being consistent or being consistently imperfect is actually much more rewarding and much more success rewarding than being inconsistent with your perfection. That means that if you can be consistently performing at an 80% level, whether, let's take exercise and nutrition for example, if you're consistently getting in 80% of the recommended exercise days and eating 80% healthy throughout your week, then you're going to be much more likely to succeed and get the results that you're wanting than if you're 100% spot on for 3 weeks and then you go and binge eat. Right? So if you go crazy for 3 or 4 weeks and then all of a sudden you're deprived, you're depressed, you go and eat whatever you want to, you just fell off the wagon. Not only did you lose the results that you gained, you lost your mental push, if you will, that headstrong will that you have to be able to continue on. A lot of times after you fall off the wagon, it takes a little while to kind of build back up the steam to get back on track again and try it again. And it's because we make it so hard. This idea of perfection is just, it's unattainable. And so instead of aiming for too high where we know that we will always miss, we reach for success at a lower level where we know that we can remain consistent with it, doing it over and over and over again, which in turn is going to get us results. If you remember a few weeks ago, we talked about the consistency part, the frequency part of what you're doing in that fit training principle, and that frequency is the most important factor, because if you're not being consistent with what you're doing, then what you're doing doesn't actually matter as much. So number two is to give yourself some grace and understanding. Grace is something that we all need. We need to kind of let off ourselves a little bit, understand that it's okay if we mess up, it's okay if we don't do something perfect, it's okay if we have a day where we just don't even care. It's when we forget to start back that we have problems, right? So it's okay to eat whatever you want to once a week or once a month or whenever it is. But if you don't get back on track with your plan, then you've lost the ground that you covered. So that's the problem. Then I have people come in all the time to sit down and talk with me, and they're beating themselves up emotionally over, well, I ate this, but I know that you'd rather me have this. And I know that this is what I should be eating, and this is what I did eat. And they feel really guilty, and you typically look at them and I just let them know, I'm not here to judge. I didn't ever tell you that you couldn't have that. I didn't ever say that this wasn't how that could go. All we do is we work towards step 3 of being 1% better every day. 1%. If you could do something today that was better than yesterday, you made improvement, and that's success, and that's awesome. The problem is that we're always looking for these huge successes, like those people that drop 60 pounds in 6 months or whatever it was. We're looking for something that size, and we a lot of times neglect those smaller successes. The I made a healthier choice at lunch success, or the instead of sitting at my desk at work at lunch, I went out and walked around the park success, or maybe I took the stairs today instead of the elevator. There are a million different ways that you can succeed every single day, and don't ever discount those as being too minimal, because each of those adds up. So it doesn't take one leap or 2 leaps to get to your goals. It takes thousands of tiny steps, and those tiny steps are your successes every day. So knowing that you've made small successes by being 1% better each day, just making a few better choices, it leads to your consistent success as long as you're being consistent with making those better choices. So if you would like some help, some guidance, and just some people who actually care about whether or not you get to your end results, we'd love to help you out. Feel free to give us a call, 806-322-3188. We'd love to sit down and talk with you and just see if we are the right fit for you. Hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.